All right, football happy hour on a busy day here, portal day in college football. I'm Chris Hassel, joined in studio by Danny Kanell. We also have Brady Quinn. Have you kept up on everything going on in the portal today, Dan?
Good luck. I mean, I feel like I have some of the bigger names, but every time I scroll down and check out the CBS Sports, transfer portal tracker, there's a new massive name that ends up dropping in there. It's almost impossible.
We've already set a new single-day record, and we set it by lunchtime. Around noon Eastern time, there were already over 300 names in the portal, and obviously we're going to gravitate toward the bigger names, some former five-star guys, big names, long names. DJ Uiagalelei is one of those guys in the transfer portal after his time in Clemson did not work out. So with Danny and Brady, we're going to play a little where might they land and what might be the best fit for a couple of these guys, including Devin Leary, who quarterbacked NC State. They were hanging around the top 15 for a long time this season. He got hurt midway through the season. Brady, I'll let you start us off. Danny's going to play matchmaker here, but let us know, do you think this is going to be the number one prospect in the portal at the quarterback position?
It's too early to tell in my mind, and it's a little tough to look at what happened this past season. Yes, he got injured, but also Devin Leary did not play as well as he did a year ago at NC State, throwing 35 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions and completing 66% of his passes. This past year, all those numbers were down. 11 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Now, granted, that was for the first 6 games, but only completing about 61% of his passes. So didn't have the same quite effectiveness as he did a year ago. And as far as the decision to put his name in the portal at this point, a little bit curious. I don't know if it has to do with Tim Beck, his offensive coordinator, is going to be leaving to take the Coastal Carolina job, and maybe he feels like he can go somewhere else and perform better. But clearly he didn't play well enough this year, and with the injury, it didn't put him in a position to really capitalize off of his 2021 campaign to be talked about as one of the top quarterbacks in the 2023 draft class. And so I think that probably has a lot to do with it, is he's going to look for a destination that gives him a better chance of putting up those numbers that we saw from a year ago.
Where would you like to see him land, Danny?
Can I just say first, too, MJ Morris came in and played really well for NC State Wolfpack. Like, he might be saying, oh, if I struggle at all like I did this year again, maybe I don't have a starting spot to come back to, or maybe I have to compete to get it. And you feel at this point in your career, he was the ACC preseason pick to be the ACC Player of the Year, and of course it fell short of those expectations. I put him at Missouri. Eli Drinkwitz is a coach who was at NC State before, recruited him to go to that school, Devin Leary to come there. He's in the need of a quarterback with some experience. Their pass game has tried to struggle the last few years. He's an offensive mind. I think he would love to get a quarterback with this much experience. I'll say these in all these as we were asked to do this drill. I have zero clue. I really do. We're just having fun kind of spitballing where there are potential connections, where a player wants to go. I have no idea what Devin Leary, what makes him tick. Maybe he wants to go to Tim Beck to Coastal Carolina to see a shot there and to follow a coach there. I don't know, but I think you're going to see some surprises. To Hassel, you asked the question, is this the biggest name, the best available? I say no, because I think we're going to see some big surprises, players that are out there that have a lot more experience and more upside than Devin Leary that we just haven't seen their names come to the forefront just yet.
And you also have some of these players who might just go where the biggest payday is as well.
Exactly.
Not judging anybody, because
Right.
I might do the same damn thing if I was a good quarterback in college back in the
Yeah,
day.
you would.
And this was legal. How about DJ Uiagalelei, Brady? This is a kid that got off to a great start at Clemson against your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We thought he was going to be, maybe the next Trevor Lawrence or something. Why didn't that materialize?
Yeah, I think some of the raw attributes that he has, we saw. I mean, obviously, he's a bigger kid, strong arm. He's athletic enough to help out and be a dual threat quarterback in the run game. But to me, where it struggled is he never really progressed working through his progressions when he played from the pocket. I mean, it seemed that at times he would get stuck on the first receiver if he wasn't there. Almost looked to panic and almost had a hard time finding number 2, number 3. Accuracy was an issue from time to time as well. And I think also, he's the type of guy that's got a really strong arm, still maybe developing as a passer. Right now more of a thrower. And what I mean by that is developing the ability to throw balls with touch, layering throws over one defender but in front of the next. There are still some elements of that, but this guy, as of right now, DJ Uiagalelei, to me, should be viewed as one of the top quarterback prospects who's in the portal, in part because of his improvement from what we saw a year ago and what he did this past year. As much as it was a tough year for him, you still have to look at the fact that, like, he did throw 22 touchdown passes, only 7 receptions. He did improve his completion percentage. And I also don't think it was all on him this year. I think you could look at the wide receiver position for Clemson, and I don't know that you're going to really be wowed by what that group was able to produce. Even with Cade Klubnik out there, who I think he saw the writing on the wall there too, which is probably one of the reasons why he's in the portal. It wasn't like they had the best cast supporting the quarterback position to help them out. So I can understand why he's in the portal. I think he's going to be one of the more coveted players and really probably looking for an opportunity to go somewhere where someone's going to be able to develop him from the pocket as far as how he plays the game and sees the game, Danny.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Brady. And when I looked at, possible landing spots for DJU, I had him going back home to where he's from. He's a West Coast kid, and what better way to go hone your skills than to play under Chip Kelly, who's done a great job with Dorian Thompson-Robinson over the past several years, developing his skill set to where he was one of the better quarterbacks in the Pac-12 this year. I think the system fits, and I think Brady brings up a good point about maybe it was the limitations around him. There's been a lot of criticism of Clemson's offense being a little bit stale. I think that is accurate criticism. Now he goes to one of the more innovative offensive minds in the game if he did choose to go out to UCLA. And the other thing about this, about DJ leaving Clemson, I think this is best for everybody. Dabo has taken so much criticism. Why didn't you make the switch to Cade Klubnik? We saw what it looked like against North Carolina in the ACC championship game. Looked like a totally different offense, but that could be just the spark that was provided. And when you take as much criticism as DJ has from that fan base, it might just be best to get a fresh start. Go to a fan base that's excited to see you, to see a fresh face, to only look at the upside, where if he did return to Clemson, it's like, oh, here we go again. And that's not fair to DJ, and it's not fair to Clemson either, because Clemson, they do want to get a look at Cade Klubnik next year as their starter. So I think this is a win-win for everybody involved. Give DJ a chance to get a fresh start, and now Clemson gets to look at their future with Cade Klubnik as well. So I think everybody wins.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.